make sure this is live this time. Hopefully this time it actually is fucking live. Okay, yeah. Seems this time it's finally actually live. Alright. To explain what was fucking happening, I fucking guess. Basically, a couple of the times I was starting the fucking stream, it was like having a 400 free, 400 free, basically. 400 free, basically, yes, error code. And it's like YouTube or something forbidden or some shit on the PS5. Like, I don't know what the fuck hell was going on a couple of times, but okay, whatever, I guess, fucking. Regardless, now it does seem to be fine. But, yes. Hello. Is this Sinister Game being here with a new stream? And this stream, I'm gonna be going over the event month for this month for April 2025, basically, essentially, in Grand Theft Auto Online. But, yes, fucking, there's basically 3 times money and XP, I believe, of course, I labeled it being Red Dead, not GTA for RP, obviously, for trader sales, which apparently I've not used as a title before, nor do I actually know if they've ever done 3 times on it before, like, at all, or, like, in previous DLCs or anything. Regardless, I looked into my titles with a search, and it did not seem like I had that. I did for 2 times, basically, obviously, as you would expect, but not 3 times. Since obviously 2 times would be a lot more frequent on something like that, especially how profitable it is. Fucking yeah, trader. Yeah, trader is not necessarily too bad in a sense, I guess. Reddit Online helping people sell is actually pretty good, for example, if I remember correctly. So, yeah. Trader can be nice, especially for people helping sell that don't have to, like, do the investment of the, like, goods itself or whatever for the different animal parts and stuff, basically, for the trader business. But in terms of the main thing itself, obviously, yeah, trader can be nice, especially if you do have luxury animals for the trader, or not trader, obviously, but for the naturalist role, for example. But you've, like, done everything for the most part for the naturalist role when it comes to those luxury animals, and you don't care to sample or something for some reason. Luxury animals can actually be pretty good for trader as well, even though it's introduced later on. So that's something that makes that pretty good. But yeah, imagine normal amounts of money for that. It's like a couple few $100 or something like that for traders. So yeah, 3 times on that, probably very insane, obviously. So definitely going to say it's a very good recommendation there. Fucking, anything else really? Fucking, anything else, goddammit. Fucking, But yeah, the amount of effort, obviously, for regular animals is also going to be substantially more than if you use, like, legendary animals. All depends on, like, the material, animal material, and all that, essentially. I would highly recommend the hunting wagon, especially if, for some reason your internet was to go offline, for example, the hunting wagon can actually save anything stored in there, I believe, between sessions, session hop as well, for example, even. So that could be kind of a strategy to session hop and have things in the hunting wagon if you go like way far from your camp or something for anything. Fucking. I'm trying to think of every little attribute that might be worth mentioning of this shit. Yeah. But then I feel I'm not getting the most obvious ones when I get the more interesting ones. Damn it. Damn it. Yeah, there's small, medium, large, like 25, 50, 100. Obviously, large is the way to go for making the most money possible. And yeah, I assume all of it's solo friendly as well. Red Dead Online was really a good start for like businesses becoming like much more soloable compared to stuff like what was in GTA Online at the time and whatnot with Biker at the time not being all that great. Special Cargo I think was actually pretty soloable though, to be fair, and that was 2016, but like obviously had like all that risk reward kind of stuff going on there. Then again, actually at that time with Tier Pursuits DLC, there was obviously probably after hours and stuff, so they kind of already established that, I guess, after hours, but it's kind of like, in terms of the sales, they're pretty similar to after hours, where yeah, you have the 3 different delivery wagons, basically, for the different sizes of stuff. So honestly, I think that's going to kind of cut it for me, honestly, with like all the details I want to mention for like how like extremely good I feel 3 times and it all is essentially for the trader business. Just my main complaint is having to like hunt all these different animals and stuff compared to like the moonshiner role, for example, where you just need the ingredients for like that business. I feel an average moonshiner is just a lot more manageable. Yes, just need those ingredients, and I believe like all of them, if not most of them, you can probably buy for like the catalog in that case, for example. Whereas trader, you obviously have to like actively hunt down this stuff for the business, essentially. Yeah. So I wouldn't say it's as good as if there was like triple and like moonshiner and maybe even kind of double in certain cases, but yeah. Huh. Wait, why do I have the elephant rifle? How did I find some legendary animal last stream? I kind of forget. I'm guessing that's probably the case, so you just have the bow. Like improved bow more so even. But yes. Yes, yes. Trader bonuses. Well, okay. 3 times money XP and roll XP? Okay. Could maybe update the title for that, I guess. I didn't pay too much attention there if I was just money XP, but I mean, roll XP is kind of just another type of XP, so I mean, title's fine, I guess, but I mean, maybe doing roll XP would be a bit better on the title, though. I didn't really realize that. It said, like, triple rewards on the headlines, so I assumed it was just the regular money XP. So if you for some reason do need roll XP, it is triple right now as well, so definitely can rank up for that super insanely quick. if you still need your trader to rank 20. But yeah, and then the XP I assume has to be pretty decent too. I would have to imagine being like a business and one of the main like huge things to do in the game at this rate. Especially with how quick as fuck they killed this game off compared to GTA Online and everything. Which is still ongoing and shit, but still. Okay. But I explained a lot with that trader sales stuff already, so yeah, after that roll XP mention, I don't really have much else to say there, basically. Alright, about the bottom there, apparently if you complete at least 5 sales, you can get a reward for a free pair of boots. Which is obviously going to be pretty, unless you're a huge clothing person. For just a cosmetic thing down there. Oh, I never did the capita. I forgot to do that, I believe. I think I said I was going to do that, like, after the stream, but I never did. So, yeah. Why would I be inspired too much when they killed off this game and while GTA Online gets all kinds of content even still, even though it was the first game of the 2 they've done? And shit, fucking, yeah, makes sense, I guess. I forgot to do that, I guess. Or I'm pretty sure I did anyways. Yeah. Then there's 2 times gold on daily challenges, apparently. And yeah, the event ends on the 28th, apparently, of April. Or something, apparently. Interesting. So, was there another event that they're going to be doing in late April and they're not introducing it in early May or something? Interesting. Oh yeah, wait, daily challenges. Okay, right. I thought this was free roam events for a second. Shit, well, it's my head thinking and shit right now, but yeah. Now it says 2 times on the daily challenges, but if you look more below, obviously it says something about like completing all of your daily challenges. Whether hunting, crafting, taking down bounties, all that kind of stuff. Every single task gets closer with a 2 times gold completion bonus for the 28th, obviously. So it seems to be for completing all the daily challenges. Now it says bounties, so it does seem like it does include the roll ones. It does seem it does include roll ones as well, and those typically only have like 3 challenges to do. So those are obviously much easier to do. Daily is a lot more varied and whatnot, so there's bound to be like one task that's a bit annoying to do, unfortunately, for the regular daily challenges. But I assume the regular daily challenges, there might be even more gold there, obviously, with how much you have to do for those on a daily basis. So you could probably make some pretty insane gold with the 2 times completion bonus on this huge set of daily challenges versus the roll ones essentially. But yeah, roll ones are a lot better for time, especially on a dying game. Unfortunately, that Rockstars does not support over fucking GTA Online, of course. Fucking motherfuckers just want to do more GTA Online, apparently. And then featured series here. 3 times gold, money, and XP apparently for that one. Now gold on this office compared to the other thing, I don't think is as good. Gold is definitely one of the better things usually on a featured series, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's more of a mode of fun and whatnot, and you have to obviously do kind of good in the mode and stuff. You want to get good amounts. I feel it's a lot more RNG based. I do feel it's a lot more RNG based. I mean, compared to the daily challenge stuff or fucking yeah, the rolls, which again are the easy ones. However, it might of course be slightly more worth doing than the dailies of how many of the regular dailies there are. At least I would say. Like, not amount-wise, surely, but time-wise, efficiency-wise, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, money, again, it's more of a mode of fun. You don't make any crazy serious money on this like you would for the triple trader sales. No doubt on that. XP. I mean, XP amount would probably be one of the more decent things about it. Aside for the gold. Because money would obviously be the weakest point of this opportunity here. Because why would you do this over the 3 times trader for the most part? Which would just be a fuck ton more lucrative. And finish top 3 in any race for the month apparently gets you an offer for 8 gold bars off any roll item. Huh. That actually could be pretty nice, but if it's only for ones that are purely gold cost and not ones that are like money cost at all, though a lot of us might have gold like options as well, then it would probably be limited to cosmetic ones for the most part. Albeit some of them albeit yes, some of them are like cosmetic-y like weapons that can be pretty cool. Like I know the bounty hunter, for example, especially for the prestigious bounty hunter, has like the specialty like revolver kind of thing, like the Lamette revolver, I believe it actually is. And you can get 2 of those, I mean, since it's sidearm. That would probably be something amazing to use it for. But again, it must be something cosmetic, because I mean, it's just ones that exclusively use gold and not ones that have like money and gold options to buy. And it also seems it's for any role, which says any role items. It seems not locked to trader, for example, if the huge trader focus of the event right now. So, featured series stuff would probably just be okay to alright, I would say, for the featured series stuff, besides for the gold, I guess. Which is kind of a strong point there, obviously, because you don't get gold for the trader sales. So it's not something going there. Aside for the daily stuff, but quite frankly, doing the role challenges probably just be much better. Anyways, on the gold, but it's a second way of getting gold, at least, is what I was meaning to kind of say. Wait, okay, wait. Top three in any race, did I mention that much? I probably did when reading kind of like the bottom thing, but you have to do that in any race, so that might be kind of separate from featured series. Unless all the featured series are race stuff, but you might even be able to do races outside of featured series, or maybe even kind of have to, something like that. But I mean, yeah, that can generally be pretty nice for the like Lamat Revolver for the Lamat Revolver weapon variant, especially like I was saying earlier. Though, our weekly and monthly rewards apparently, and check back each week apparently here. The reward with the good to see ya emote. Alright. Stop by Gus store to be rewarded with the good to see ya emote. So just simply go in there. That's kind of a fun way to give that out, I guess. But it is just an emote after all. Hopefully you do have to pay for emotes in this game, unlike GTA Online, so I mean it does save you money or something at least. But it's literally just an emote, so cool if you want it, but otherwise, okay. No. Complete Crip's Daily Stew to earn a reward for the Civil War Battlefield treasure map. Okay, that can get you money and gold. Oh, pretty decent amounts too. So, given what it is and how little you would have to search for something like that, if you're good at searching for those, at least, that's definitely something pretty worthwhile to shoot for if you tend to play the game monthly and care to do all the interesting stuff to do or something. And complete 5 daily challenges through April 7th. So basically for this first week. And that gets you the Tan Carbo Double Bandolier. And yeah, but the top stuff's the monthly stuff there, contrary to what the wording is, being weekly monthly. And then yeah, that's a 7th obviously, and it said the 28th elsewhere, so that's the weekly one there. That's just a clothing item that I'll go back for the other weeks. Because I'm not going to make multiple streams for something when like only like, I would say at most like 5% of the event changes like each week. If even. And then for discounts, apparently there's discounts on camp items and more. With 50% off camp flags. I believe camp flags are just cosmetic for the most part. Like for the actual thing you buy, basically you're not talking about the functionality of it. Obviously they're themes. Honestly, the themes I feel are pretty overpriced or something. I feel, especially those roll ones. Now I don't know if when it says 50% off the themes, if that's just talking non-roll ones or whatever. They might usually have to put like discounts on like roll items and whatnot for it to like really count for that. For like the bounty hunter, trader, collector campaigns in particular, those might have to kind of be more for like a roll kind of discount. I'm not really sure how that works there. But, I mean, roll ones could definitely be some of the better ones to shoot for if they are in fact on sale. But if they're not, then I probably would not bother with the themes because the other ones are probably gonna be much more generic. I would say personally, from like day one of the game. And then dogs. If you did any of those like outlaw passes or like quick draw clubs, for example, I think you would already have like certain ones for free on the camp dogs. So it's mostly for those that have never obtained one of those like camp dogs from like the outlaw passes, quick draw clubs, and all that kind of stuff. Otherwise, it's kind of a ripoff, and you should just probably go one of the free ones if you don't care to spend the money on that. Unless you want like a very certain breed or anything, obviously then. There's also free setup and relocation apparently for the 28th, which surely would it be for the camp. So that's definitely gonna be pretty nice. Have much more freedom moving it around and not have to worry about a fee and all that kind of stuff. And then limited time clothing returns apparently. With the fanned stovepipe hat, concha pants, morning tail coat, Taranka coat, and then the Ortega vest, and then yes, the Ortega vest, it seems. Might show a little bit of that all off for all I know for later. But then, for this month's community outfit, apparently here. Alright, so these you kind of usually have to look a bit into the newswire, get more details and like the inspiration from like YouTube creator, Redditor, whatever the hell. Alright, so this time it takes from YouTuber AM Gaming. It's this time, yes, it does take from YouTuber AM Gaming, apparently. To handle everything from city streets to marshy wetlands. Something like that all, essentially. Alright, but yeah, to start off, apparently, going in the same order on the newswire. Well, first of all, before that, here's a look at that and stovepipe hat, basically. For that limited stock item there. And yeah, there's that gator hat. Yeah, starting off the outfit here is the gator hat. So I need a one colorway for it. Looks like okay. Looks like it was $158.75. Damn. Damn. So nice saving there. Going into the only one that depends on the gender of character, that'll be for the shirts. Alright. Alright. So it is the Latinip shirt. It is, yes, the Latinip shirt for male characters. If you are, however, a female character, it will be the Good Dale shirtwaist instead. Again, if you are a female character, it's going to be the Good Dale shirtwaist instead. costs gold as well, so too on that one. 3 gold. So not having to spend gold on at least one colorway is pretty nice. And it looks to be colorway number 7 apparently for that one. Alright, and then apparently the limited stock Ortega vest actually is the free one for the outfit here this time as well. At least for one of the colorways, obviously, again. Like $138, it looks like, obviously nothing for one colorway. Colorway number 5, it looks like, apparently. Onto the pants. First of all, there's the concho pants. Apparently that's still into time one there for $41.25, it looks like. And yeah, price for them, right? So they're not all the same price, but that's kind of where to start, anyways. And again, it's not the clothing thing, obviously. It's the limited stock, is what I meant there. However, the one for the actual outfit here is the Lightfoot pants. This is just the Lightfoot pants. Going from $54 price from to obviously the free thing there for colorway number 7 over here. Apparently. And last but not least for the outfit, it is onto the boots. It might be a general sale, it looks like, on boots as well. Yeah, that's definitely a general sale for the category of clothing there for boots. Is there any limited ones actually before I go further there? Does not seem to be. But yeah, it goes to the Strickland boots, apparently. Going from 4 gold over to obviously nothing there, I mean. Sorry, I don't know why I keep saying that. I kind of just seen a bit weird talking this whole stream available recently for some reason. Okay, you only get the one option apparently, so the only Strickland boots there is apparently the one there. Also seems to have the limited stock label on it too. Also, yes, it does seem to have the limited stock label on there too, which is interesting. So, probably one to scoop up if you have any sort of interest in clothing, but not necessarily the greatest interest in clothing or something. Because who knows when they'll be there again and it's going to be paid, surely. Next time, probably. So that's kind of it for the... Oh shit, right, my phone's 1%, I gotta charge that shit. Oh fuck. Cause I literally started doing the stream at like 2% on my phone. Because that kind of was not feeling the most like doing it at the time or something. Fucking. Alright, got that starting here. Should maybe check my battery thing where like I last charged it even. Can't forget when I last charged it. But whatever. Bruh, junk mail, come on. Oh, okay, what's the shooting and shit? Alright though. Also, I don't actually think this one was on here at all on the benefits section, but yeah. Trade route free room event apparently has free times, money, and XP. Trade route is the at least singular free roam event the trader role has kind of tied to it, so makes sense that free roam event of all free roam events would be the one on free times. Any other free roam event should just be regular, obviously not being tied to the trader role, surely. Alright, so should probably go over the featured series schedule next. Seems like would be the next good idea to do here. Yes. At least right now, for times featured race series. Seems to be what it is. Blend of races across a variety of locations, including Pikes Basin, Fort Wallace, St. Denis, and more. Whatever pronunciation all there. Plus get triple rewards. Yes, indeed. Okay, pretty much already explained. So yeah, that one is simply the race series for April 1st, April 7th. Which I think today is the 7th, so I am literally doing it for the last day of the thing, basically. April 8th to April 14th is the bow and arrow series, which might be more player versus player focused in a sense rather than like race focused there. I know there is just certain types of races you do have with the like bow and arrow, but still though. Sounds like that one might be more of a combat-focused one or something. For the Week 2 feature series for April 14th of Bow and Arrow series again. Then April 15th to April 21st is apparently Race Series 2, which kind of just sounds like it would be the same kind of ordeal right now, but kind of different selection of things and everything. And then April 22nd to April 28th finally is apparently the Contrast Series, which is going to include open target races and then overrun as well. So at least half of that one's racing. So the only one that might not be any racing at all would be the Week 2 for April 8th to April 14th, it looks like then. But yes, just as a reminder, April 22nd to April 28th is Contrast Series. Open target races and overrun. The open target races, I think, is, yeah, the open races, but with the target bow and arrow kind of gimmick kind of thing to whatever. And then, yeah, overrun. So most of it, you definitely can take advantage, no doubt, of the 8 gold bars off roll item if you do manage to, like, top 3 thing, whatever. I don't know if I'll cover that, though, since I don't know if I want to talk about every single roll item of the game, but yeah. Trader-focused ones would obviously be the ideal way to go about it, perhaps. Assuming there's not any sort of discount already going on there. Aside for what I already mentioned with like the Lamette revolver weapon variant, especially would be pretty good use of that, I would say, since it's probably the most expensive gold one I could think of for roll items easily. I don't think I have anything more to say there. Of course, unless I want to go over the offer extensively or anything. But there's like 5 different rules in the game, so many different things there. I don't know if I will. But obviously, anything that's not like a pure cosmetic, obviously, would pretty much be my recommendations. Unless you have like all the non-cosmetics, and obviously then just some cosmetic thingy or something. And of the highest gold value from there. But any that have to cost gold, yeah, again, wouldn't be anything crazy for roll stuff. With the most probably arguably being that one weapon is like the most interesting thing that you could even do with gold on roll items, I guess. Or fourth gold cost. That's not like an optional one, basically. Basically. I don't think it had any mention of the login kind of thing. See where I want to talk about it. I guess if I talk about featured series stuff or no, not featured series. Alright, I just recently did that. But where I want to kind of have the thing kind of at. I think it was like the monthly, weekly, monthly, basically. Weekly, monthly, yes, indeed. And I should probably hover over for that. And all that. But yeah, there is a login reward for a clothing item. Anytime for the month, you could just simply log in and you get the white wooden gloves. You get, yes, the white wooden gloves. Yes, indeed. But yeah, April 1st, April 7th, apparently. Yeah, that's obviously the one on the screen. It actually does just seem to be clothing, by the way, just so people know, for the weekly stuff, so not really too worthwhile of one to shoot for unless you're just a huge clothing person. Really, I would say. So April 8th to April 14th basically is craft 2 items at your campfire. Yes, indeed. Craft 2 items at your campfire to receive the black Lister hat. Lister, whatever pronunciation all there. April 15th to April 21st is complete all trader daily challenges. One day for that week, basically, to receive the black Charo jacket male, or otherwise for female characters, it's the black climbing coat. Whatever all there, basically. Dun. April 22nd to April 28th, finally for that last week. Traders at rank 20 or traders who gain 5 ranks. Which that one might be for, obviously, one's not at rank 20 already, but maybe if you're already rank 20, you're fine if you get on for the week or something. But regardless, again, April 22nd, April 28th, traders at rank 20 or traders who gain 5 ranks will receive the Gray Morales vest. So the most interesting one is probably week 3, kind of, where it's like divided by like the gender of character, at least, I guess, for a little something that's not just the bare minimum, or do a task for a clothing item. Basically. As for the most part, seems just be discounts. As for, I believe the weekly collection maybe would be the only other thing really. Really, yes, I do think the weekly collection might be the only other thing. That's for some more discount stuff, really. Really. Alright, so one discount that was not mentioned on the benefit section, obviously with the trader roll being a huge thing right now for the event, there is a 5 gold bar off apparently on the butcher's table, as you'd probably expect. Going from 15 gold down to 10 gold. I'm pretty sure it's one of the initial ones, obviously, so therefore it's 15 gold instead of like 25 gold and whatnot. Like 25 for Moonshiner Nachos, and I think it's 15 and 15, obviously, for 2 different bounty hunter licenses, which technically would make 30 for 2 different licenses, usually. Yeah, 15 gold down to 10. That is a 33.3% off discount effectively then. Butcher can get you some pretty decent money. You do have to be pretty dedicated with it though, like I kind of said earlier. Moonshiner, if it was the more relaxed one, I feel where you can just like buy ingredients or something from like the catalog or something rather than having to actively hunt down animals constantly. Which can be a bit tedious perhaps. Especially since hunting might have been kind of a big thing, of course. And day one of the game, obviously, for the most part. For the most part. Alright, going to progress, rolls, as trader, as you'd probably expect. Yes, indeed. I kind of mentioned it earlier, actually, so I might not have too much to say, but in fact, I kind of mentioned all the wagons already, in fact. The hunting wagon, 40% off. It's mostly just useful, obviously, for those larger carcasses. Honestly, I don't necessarily find it to be the most useful, I'll be honest. Unless, of course, you session hop or something. Or if for some reason your internet went out, like, randomly and you need, like, some way to, like, preserve animals if your internet is, like, spotty or something. Fucking... Like, honestly, aside for niche circumstances like that, I kinda honestly don't necessarily find a hunting wagon be the most worthwhile. Delivery wagons are usually a lot more worthwhile, obviously, than hunting wagon sure is. I would definitely say. Alright, then from there, going to the catalog for the next one. Emotes, apparently, as a whole. Emotes as a whole looks to be 30% off, whether it's the dramatic actions. Just kind of show off all those different prices and whatnot, I guess. Not gonna really mention any particular prices since they're just emotes after all, but yeah. Prices are not pretty on emotes, regardless of discounts. They should just be free if you want a menu or like the select and stuff. I feel like GTA Online, but they wanted to hella monetize this game in a sense. Part of why it got to the state it did, I would say, for this game, sadly, to have emotes of all things monetized. Some of these, for example, seem to be gold bar cost even. Some gold bar ones are also on discount, not just the money ones. Obviously, you would probably realistically expect. But yeah, dramatic actions, readings, and receptions, emotional reactions, and then taunts and cheers, or whatever. All those categories, basically every email on there is 30% off. 30% off, yes, indeed. Alright, so next is horse discounts, apparently. A couple of those basically going on. That one's probably, I believe, what is to be expected with trader rule stuff going on. I believe it's definitely that one. Yes, the quadruber horses, whatever. Quadruber horses do definitely look to be on 30% off discount. Which obviously, yes, is accounted for in the price there. So HEDs are in the 900s or whatever, high 900s. Now they're only in like the 600s, like mid 600s. For the quadruber, dapple, rose, gray, and silver coats. And yeah, your distinguished ones are pretty much always the best ones. That's what requires most ranks. For any of those rank ones, really. Or row ones, I mean, row ones, I mean, obviously for horses. So to kind of get more in-depth analysis, I guess I'll go through the workwear and trades on the table contents of the catalog here. I believe it's where you get like all your different rules stuff, basically into the trader section, obviously. But yes. So black and white apparently have exactly 5 on the stamina and health. Level 0 and level 1 are the same, basically for bondage. Plus 3 basically is 8 and 8. So I'm kind of willing to bet one of the stats at least will be met. I am definitely, yes, willing to bet maybe one of those ends up being maxed out on the last one. So that sounds kind of cool, I guess. Alright. Gray and Cremillo. Oh, and yes, speed acceleration. Don't really seem like much of a strong suit on that one, per se. Compared to something like the Norfolk Roadsters of like Moonshiner, Rollins, for example. But yeah, basically a +1 on everything for the Gray and Cremello. Whatever. Maxing out like 9 and 9 on those stamina health things, basically. And then you get a +1 on those bars for speed acceleration for the kind of slightly more hidden stats of the game. And yet, handling, yes, indeed, does look to be standard. And last but not least, last but definitely not least here. Oh wow, okay, these actually are better than I thought they were. Apparently, the quadruber horses actually max out on 10 and 10. Apparently, yes, the quadruber horses do max out at 10 and 10 for the stamina and the health. For the stamina and the health, yes, indeed. So that is pretty decent, I would say, no doubt. No doubt. So those maxed out. And then speed acceleration obviously should not be as good as like Norfolk Roadster again, but yeah, basically +1 compared to the previous one for everything again. But yeah, obviously silver, dapple, rose, gray are the two you have to get if you want those maximum cores, whatever, with the ring around them, whatever. And the last horse one should be in the horse's attack, since it should be one of the more non-roll sets, obviously, as you'd probably kind of expect, so they don't take away focus from like the trader focus of the event. And that looks to be the Arabian horses, apparently. Alright, so the first one is apparently in gold bars for that one, and yeah, even gold bar ones on discount, as you would probably expect. This one has 6 and 6, it looks like, on those things, and would be 9 and 9, obviously, with the level 4 bondage. It's obviously not as good as the best of those Kujira horses there. Kind of unfortunate, but whatever. Speed and acceleration look pretty good though. Speed and acceleration, the more hidden stats actually look to be pretty damn good though. And then the handling is whatever elite is considered, I guess. Seems like would be a pretty good horse to have for the Black Arabian. And that goes from 42 down to 29 gold with the discount, basically at 30% whatever right now. And it probably gets worse from there, not being gold for the other two. But yeah, this one seems to be 4 and then 3. So it should be 7 and 6 on the like stamina and health. And then speed acceleration obviously is gonna be a couple like worse basically. couple or so worse for speed. And then like a -1 even further from there for the acceleration. So like kind of a couple values below for each one basically. Whatever. And then the white one looks to be a single value less, basically, than the gold bar Black Arabian. So yeah, the white one has 5 and 5, so that means max out at 8 and 8 then. And it has the same exact values for speed acceleration, so you don't get any like worse on speed acceleration compared to the black one. So if you're mostly getting it for the more hidden speed acceleration stats, then you're not really taking a hit if you go with a white one that does not cost a crazy amount of gold at least. At least. Oh shit, speaking of gold, I kinda just realized I was $69.99 on the gold, which is interesting, which is pretty interesting. But Yeah, this one 250 over 175 on like 30%, whatever. And then 850 over to 595 over yes, to 595. Yes, indeed. Mm-mm. Yeah, I was searching for horses essentially. Mm-mm. Alright, not the Trader, obviously, but whatever. Kind of was just showing that off, I guess. Uh, and then, for weapons, revolvers, apparently here, has a 40% off discount. For the whole entire class of revolvers that I would see. A Navy revolver, I think it's kind of an accuracy focused one if I recall right. So can be pretty nice, I guess, if you need to hit your shots. Lamat is the very cool one with the shotgun slug, and also is that weapon variant that has the gold bar cost like I was seeing earlier. For the weapon variant, so you could get two of being a sidearm, being a sidearm, of course. Yes, indeed. But yeah, the utility of the shotgun slug alone, I think makes that one of the better ones to get, no doubt. Cattleman, don't you literally just get that basically playing the game for at least one of them, obviously, and then you have to get a second one probably from the catalog. It's just a bog standard revolver, really. Yeah, double action is used on the fire rate, if I remember right, from the first Red Area machine. I don't really see it being much different for the second one, and then the online component, of course. Schofield kind of leans in on the damage, the power, if I remember right, from what some YouTube comment told me on one of my like videos I did for Red Dead Redemption 2 online, all that kind of stuff. Basically. So maybe on that double action maybe would be the couple maybe I would maybe suggest the most. But yeah, especially the Lamette revolver is extremely good, I would say, since it has that extra utility with the shotgun slug. Plus, that one has like 9 rounds as well, I believe, for the. Plus, yes, I'm pretty sure that one actually has 9 rounds for the actual revolver portion. For the actual revolver portion, yes, indeed, it does have 9 rounds, I could swear. Or if not, then like 8 and then like 1 on the shotgun slug, obviously. Never class of weapon actually has discounts as well. I believe usually they only do 1 class of weapon, but I guess here they did 2. And that is the rifles, but it's 2 particular rifles, so probably apparent where I'm kind of going there, basically. And yeah, that is your 2 sniper rifles, as you would probably guess with the little hint I provide there. So the rolling block, like the single shot sniper, and then the Carcano rifle, the one that's like 6 rounds in this game, which I think was like 5 or something. The first Red Dead Redemption. And yeah, when I say first Red Dead Redemption, I mean like, obviously I do know Red Dead Revolver is a thing, but yeah. I'm talking about the Redemption games, only the ones that have like the actual true free mode, free roam, free roam, free roam. But yeah, between the two, I'd probably obviously recommend the Carcano. This one's the last one you unlock by rank, being like rank 50, so being the last one you do unlock by rank 50, I think would make that the better of two, or it's just better of two. It's obviously a rolling block, you're going to have to reload each shot, which would probably be pretty annoying. Though the rolling block being the single shot does get the more damage, which realistically does make sense. Since it would need a reason else I'd want to use the one shot in the first place. For a single shot one. Essentially. Regardless, I do think both of those could be actually pretty worthwhile to get. Regardless, both of those definitely are pretty worthwhile to get, I would say. And then into clothing discounts. One I kind of showed off earlier. I was Invest earlier, but I don't know if there's many of those. So that's kind of hint at the other one, I guess, already, which I did not necessarily mean to do. But yeah, like I showed earlier, going to the order on the news where it's boots, apparently, for 30% off. Or if it said 30, I meant 40 for this one. We had a whole category of boots, yes, 40% off, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. And then vests is the other one. Yeah, I was on Ortega vest right where I didn't really pay much attention. I kind of forgot to pay much attention to the other one being on sale. Or, like, I didn't put much thought into it, even if I did pay attention, per se, is what I kind of mean to say. But yeah, 40% off of any of the vests. In addition to the boots. Clothing stuff, basically. And then, turns out there is a half-off discount for clothing as well, apparently. And for some reason, there's a better discount than the other ones. Not sure why, but whatever. So going to accessories this time. It is gloves. Apparently that will be half off. That will actually be half off instead of 40%. Compared to the other two clothing ones at 40%. So literally any glove featured on the glove section, yeah, that will be half off. Whether it be actual money or gold, obviously. And apparently that's the last of the discounts. Apparently that is, in fact, the last of those discounts. Sheesh. God damn it, horse. Kinda did that earlier, actually, off stream, but I think I was actually pressing square and forgetting to do, like, R1 was to brake for him, pretty sure, honestly. Kinda like the handbrake of GT Online, but for horses, honestly. But yeah, that one, I think my horse just auto-climbed it, basically. And that's kinda how that happened, I guess, on stream here. And on stream here, yes, yes indeed. Yeah, like I kinda usually do, I'm just going over to Saint Denis, basically. So I can go for the Wicked Collection, and I'm pretty much gonna be done from there, obviously, because I pretty much went over everything there is. Basically.
Welcome. How do you do?
Alright, Penny Collection, apparently, for the week 1 Wicked Collection, apparently, right now. Cool. And yeah, I know, like, it's grayed out, but yes, sometimes I find that something will still be here, even if it's grayed out, like a glitch or something in the game. That does not account for that or something.
Let me know if you got questions.
Alright, so Tom's probably not one of his cases. I probably do have everything truly collected in. And then... Alright.
See you later.
So the Penny Collection should be one that's all coins, I have to imagine, surely. So progress, rolls. Obviously it's collector. Square for the collector's bag. I actually have 2 of these. So when I'm doing this, was actually only 14 hours and 46 minutes. Yeah, I think I usually do these on Sundays, like, at the latest. I just wasn't feeling like streaming for the most part, so yeah, I kinda got to this on Monday, I'll be honest. But it's the 1789, 1789, penny, whatever. whatever. The 1787, like 1787 1-cent token. Then the 1796, 1796 half penny, basically. The 1796 half penny, whatever. All these make a $100 collection value, which is kind of nice. Not oftentimes do you have a collection value that actually gets to triple digits in terms of these weekly collections, so that is nice, at least for the collection value. Fuck out, spotty boy, come on. Yes. That is nice, it does hit $100 collection value, which is not the most often thing. However, there's a reason for that. Coins are some of the most annoying ones to obtain, basically, since they're only really underground for the most part, and it requires like the metal detector. And then RNG with the underground collectibles. Senshi underground collectibles. fucking. Yeah. They changed it where the underground collectibles, if you go on like a collector map, like the Gene Rock collector map, as my DualSense wireless controller battery level apparently gets low. But yes. Fuck yeah, Spotty boy, come on. Anyways. Essentially, kind of made it where fucking. Fucking. Yeah, Rockstar eventually made it where if you go on like Gene Rock collector map or some other like collector map that can show you like locations basically for the collectibles basically for the collector role of Red Dead Online and like the overworld, you can get locations to where there will be coins, but the coin is not determined until you actually dig it up essentially, so there's no way it can tell you like what coin you actually pick up basically, since it's not predetermined. It actually gets decided when you dig it up. So yeah, there's a lot of RNG involved, whether you get the certain pennies or not. Unfortunately, fortunately. So if you are going to go for this one for some reason, just be patient if you're going for it. You might have to go dig up every coin spot in like a given day, like couple given days, and you might still not even get it, for example, because the randomness, like RNG. But at the same time, if you do get it, it is $100 at least for the collection value, which is nice. But yes. I think that does do it for the stream, though. I think that does essentially do it for the stream, though. So yeah, I think that's probably gonna be it. Next stream, offstage GTA 9, like it usually is. Just this time it was Red Dead's turn, since it gets one each month, basically, in this. And then. Yeah, unlike last month where they put the GTA before Red Dead for the news wires, there was no case to worry about there, obviously, since GTA obviously had the new version that released like last month. So this time it was a lot more straightforward, so I knew I had this one to do before the GTA 1. But I have to do the GTA 1 tomorrow on Tuesday, otherwise it's going to be on Wednesday, which is not going to be good. Albeit last time I kind of forgot to upload it till like early Wednesday or something. Which was kind of unfortunate, but... Anyways, that's pretty much fun to do it for this stream though. Hope you enjoyed. Or actually, hold on. Let me make sure the stream is still live, obviously. That it worked fine, hopefully. Yes, it did. So yeah, that is something fun to do it for the stream though. Hope you enjoyed. Start